Well, it wasn't. It was coming attractions, which is like,
Oh,
Tony,
you
I
know,
feel
light trailers.
like
Is
you're-
that what you're saying?
Tony, I feel like your audio is a little crunchy, and I don't know if that's Zoom or if the volume is too high or the gain is too
Gain
high.
I'm
is
gonna
too
guess
high?
the
I
gain
think-
is too high because it's a
think it might
Yeti.
Yeah, that's a definite
Or
possibility.
it's the
That's why
Fritos twists that
mine
he's
is
eating.
very low.
Those can make it crunchy. Okay, that took me a minute. Yeah.
Too crunchy.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how to read this knob.
just
I don't know if it's cranked
It
all
is
the way up.
It is counterclockwise is lowest
Turn
as
it
possible.
turn it one way while you're talking, and we'll tell you is that up or down. That's how I do it.
How's this? This
That's
is like
loud.
halfway.
Nope, that's
That's
the
Do it.
high.
No.
Louder?
Tony.
Louder?
Nope,
Oh my
that's the
God.
wrong direction.
Ooh, yep.
Tony,
All right.
I literally have mine turned almost all the way down, and I'm
This is
still
almost
this.
all the way down.
Okay, that's
That
You
is
sound
better.
great.
Do you want it? This is all the way down.
Yeah, you sound fine.
Okay. Well,
That
this
gain
is
knob
where I
is
would
just to make you
ideally
feel
be,
better.
But then this is me actually playing D&D over here
You're
about
still fine.
6 inches from my
You
mic.
sound great.
You are still
right.
Yeah,
very
actually-
audible.
Everybody record if you're not already recording.
Someone commented in a meeting I was in on Monday. Oh yeah, recording. I'll record this one.
Let's do that,
I
guys.
guess.
Come on, gang.
That my
Just-
audio is
just for fun this time?
my meeting audio is way worse now that I'm back on campus and not using my fancy home audio setup that I paid for with my own money. And my answer was yes.
I'll go home now.
I will.
Well,
You are correct, sir.
correct.
Or madam. Or
In this case,
whatever
madam, but
your
yeah.
salutation may
Yeah.
be.
I mean, they didn't know why my audio is worse, but it was like, yes, the resources I have in my office are inferior to the ones I
Suboptimal,
provide for myself at home.
All right,
thank you,
we're gonna play some Dungeon Dragon.
Yeah, Tuesday night, nerds. Somebody says we got video and sound. We should always do the critical test, the Dan test. Do you have
Yes.
Dan
Can you hear
sound?
Dan?
Dan, say something. Dan, it's not funny.
That we
Dan, this
we got
this may
ready.
fly. Yeah, this may fly in the afternoon.
Don't
This is
make me
Tuesday
text your
This is
partner
serious
to
business.
come in.
That's
and
no one's gonna like that.
Yep.
I like that.
Can I tell a story about my text history with Kat?
No.
No.
I love you, but no.
About
Poor
all
Jake
those
is trying
I'm-
so
all those
hard to get
terrible
us to
D&D
start.
As long as we're live
And
and
as
it's
long
not
as we
just
have
us.
confirmation that Dan is audible.
Yes,
That's
we do
Okay.
have
what we're waiting
confirmation that I'm
We
on.
have-
Oh,
It's
I have
fine.
consternation that Dan is on.
All right.
on.
Man, it's a rough week to be me.
It's not like you're doing great last week,
So
Dan.
it's a
Let's be
Oh
honest.
my god.
Wow.
Okay, now I feel
Saying, like,
bad.
it's a rough
Let's
week
go
to
around
be-
and all say something that we're thankful for. No, we're gonna
I'm thankful
anyone-
that I
does
got
anyone
to
have a
celebrate Thanksgiving
family where they
last
actually
roll
have to do that?
initiative.
My family.
We're
they made us do
fighting
that.
Dan. I don't know.
We had to do that.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
I shouldn't say we had. We did it. I like
There were threats. We were told that we ought to do it, or else you will not be
You know,
thankful for this. Let me tell you.
My mom, bless her heart, she really wanted her children to love each other, and she tried. But
Hi, Mom.
You are thankful for your siblings or else.
Hi, Renee.
I'm thankful for like 3 out of 5 at any given moment. So
It always changes.
yeah, I'm one of those 5.
Wait, you're thankful for yourself or not?
It depends.
Sometimes he
Yeah.
is, sometimes he's
Yeah.
not.
That's fair.
That's fair. Dan, buy low, sell high. So
That is what they say
all right.
about siblings.
It is Tuesday night, nerds. Welcome
Should
to
show
the
this
bootleg.
map.
Dan, I assume you're actually recording the bootleg at this point. You
Sure.
have chosen the live stream. Let's see.
There's some.
You've chosen to show what's on the live stream looks like a random part
I'm
of the map.
fixing it right
that you're not
now.
at.
It is lags behind on there.
All right.
Hold on,
I'm
I'm just gonna
recording in
focus right in on
all-
just Crucible. It's fine.
3.
All right.
Oh yeah, the main character.
Yeah, the main
Right-
character, breakout
right in
star.
the middle.
That's
not,
why he doesn't.
Not
have any
these other
pets.
jerks.
That's why
that
they're all the way
they
up
have
there. at
found
the top.
themselves hanging out with.
Oh my god, that's right. We basically found like a vampire elevator.
Yes. Well.
What?
Yeah.
More
Yeah,
like a
with the
transporter.
gems. They were like
we'll
rune
do a
gems.
recap. Hey, people! I
I'm
spent
trying to
3 minutes.
remember.
I spent 3 minutes preparing for this episode. Don't throw it all away.
I love how
All
Lee's
right,
just
all right,
ready
we'll
to type
wait
in the
until the
time that we've
previously is-
started. Just fingers resting
I
above
have
the keys.
starting at 5:1, and that 1 is gonna go to waste pretty soon.
I have, yeah, I'm in
stress.
there.
You got 1 minute 45.
We're excited to
Yep.
be here, people. It's been a while. We're great at Dungeons and Dragons.
We are.
That may or may not come through in tonight's episode.
All right.
My mom says
Let's
hi.
do things.
Hi, Renee.
See you this time, Renee.
Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a dungeon master. This is a special Thanksgiving episode of Curse of Strahd. Is it themed around Thanksgiving? No. Was it recorded in proximity to Thanksgiving? Yeah. It's me, Tony, Green Bean Casserole Sindelar, he, him. And today we are playing Curse of Strahd with the Dog and Pony crew. Mix it up in Ravenloft. I don't remember what else happens in this adventure. Allow me to introduce the players. They will remind you of their characters, and then I will attempt to remind you of what they're up to. First up, it's Aline Gravy Sims. Hi, Aline.
Wow, I'm not sure what to do with this energy, but I like it. Like, I'm not complaining. I like it.
I think accept the energy.
Yeah, let it just keep it flowing. Yes, and it.
Okay, bringing it into my soul. I am a lead.
Whoa. That
Pronouns.
is not.
She, her. I play Imra Soliana, the Wood Elf Ranger, and her trusty pupper, everybody's trusty pupper, Androdite. Pronouns are also she, her, for Imra and Androdite.
And I am actually recording, and I am. Excellent. Everything's right. We do this all the time, people. Next up, it's Micah, Turkey Sergeant.
I was hoping to be pumpkin pie, but alas, I am wearing a turkey on my head, so it makes sense. I play Elevor Landman, the half-elf druid, as well as Samus, the saber-toothed tiger, and recently introduced to the party, Danu, the octopus. Samus and Danu have she, her pronouns. Elevor and I have he, him pronouns.
Oh yeah.
I think that covers it.
Need a moment. Next up, it is Jane, Cranberry Sauce Rit.
Hello, I'm Cranberry Sauce, and I play. No, I'm Jane Ritt, and I play Lena Dulina, the human rogue. We both use she, her pronouns.
Also joining us, it's Erica, Mac and Cheese Ensign.
Why would you pick mac and cheese? That's two things I can't eat: gluten and dairy. It's my next.
You know
We'll
what?
switch. We can
I
switch.
spent a lot of time on these. They are. I tried to first tried to go with alliteration, and I had them, and then Micah showed up wearing a turkey hat, and that threw that all off. And each of these is individually picked, not based on whether you would enjoy it, because it represents, but who it represents about you as a person, as seen through the lens of madness that is me. Also, I didn't spend that long on this.
All right. Well, I will accept it, except that since I am now Canadian, it needs to be Kraft dinner because nobody calls it mac and cheese. So Katie. Anyway, yeah. I play Brildish, the Dwarven Paladin, and her pronouns and mine are she, her. Brildish's celestial pony, Pony Sindelarant, has the pronouns he, him.
And last but certainly not least, it's Dan Biscuits Morin.
I'll take it. I was assuming it was going to be rolls, but I'll accept it. I think that's valid. What was
I
the
like
question
biscuits
again?
more.
I like biscuits more too. They're really good.
But like as a word, biscuits has a
Fun.
like there's
Better
a
for podcasting.
energy to biscuits.
It rolls just kind of lies there, right? It just sort of
It literally rolls off the tongue. All right,
it
Dan,
keeps going.
please
I'm sorry,
identify
can I
who
help
you
you?
are and your characters.
Who am I? What am I doing here?
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
How did I get in this room? Wendy again.
Yeah. That was in the pre-show. No one knows who you're talking about. Now
I
you look
know.
foolish.
Yep. Sorry, Erica will fix it. Or not. I am playing Cast in Onatar's Crucible, Warforged Cleric of the God Onatar. Crucible's pronouns are they, them. My pronouns are he, him. Tony, back to you.
All right, what are we doing? We are in Ravenloft. That is the seat of Strahd's power here in Barovia. That is to say, Big Barovia. After journeying all throughout the land of Barovia, you have come to perhaps the final chapter, the beginning of the end. Ravenloft itself, you had a very awkward, abbreviated brunch with Strahd, and now is he hunting you? Are you hunting him? Unclear, but you are in his house. Specifically, you are in the basement of Ravenloft. You have explored some torture chambers, some jail cells. You freed a werewolf. That's a thing you did, which you are accountable for now. And you have ventured up from the torture chamber into a room next to the kind of weird observation deck for the torture chamber. This room is listed in the adventure book as the brazier room. I described it at the end of last session. The major landmark in this room, which hopefully you can see on the map, it is a room with a lot of doors, but it's got this big glowing fire in the middle of it. And there was an inscription that I read to you around this kind of hourglass shaped thing. So there's a wood framed hourglass, tall and wide as a dwarf, 10 feet above the brazier, suspended by thick iron chains. The sand is stuck in the upper portion. And there are also 2 9-foot tall iron statues of knights on horseback, poised to charge with swords drawn in the alcoves on either side of the brazier. Surely statues are nothing that I have been conditioning you to be afraid of for years. I guess I'll just read the magic writing on the hourglass again to remind you, because it's kind of rhymey, and I think you speculated about what it would do at the end of last session, but just to remind you, written around it is the text: cast a stone into the fire, violet leads to the mountain spire, orange to the castle's peak, red if lore is what you seek, green to where the coffins hide, indigo to the master's bride, blue to ancient magic's womb, yellow to the master's tomb.
I don't think we want to go straight to the master's tomb immediately.
Agreed.
I mean, Brildish does.
We know where Strahd sleeps, and it's not in the tomb, though, isn't it?
You know, you have been given by a prophecy a place you can always find him.
Oh, like his local coffee shop or something.
Like a place that you could find him.
Every time I come in here, they always know what I want to drink.
Everyone knows
It's always
my name.
blood.
It's me and my couch, basically. Is what it is. That's where you can find me.
Strahd does have a tomb somewhere in Ravenloft, which presumably he needs to return to at some point. It's hard to perhaps know where that is, given the whole lack of access to night and day here in the basement of an evil castle, a place you have chosen to go.
Ancient magic's what?
Womb.
That's probably not a dead dragon, huh?
No.
Even though
I think
a dragon is ancient.
You have a variety of things that you are looking throughout Ravenloft, including there are some more objects that might help you before your confrontation with Strahd. And then I think you were very interested in finding a dragon skull, which I think you may have been given some kind of reference to, like a trophy.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Hard to
So
know.
lore
where a
seems
trophy would be in the
useful.
castle.
Lore
Lore
seems
does.
useful. That might provide more information, or heaven forbid, a map to this place.
A map would be most valuable in these.
So I think
God,
and
does
there
the
are.
map sing?
No,
Hello,
the map does
I'm a
not.
map.
Dan is too
I'm
old
not-
to get the
I'm
Dora the
not-
Explorer reference that Micah made.
I guess so.
Nope. Don't know.
Yep.
But you got it, Tony, so we're all good.
Oh, I got it.
He's
I'm
a year younger
Possibly
than me.
the oldest person
Dan,
here.
is that true? Dan is so old in age.
I am old. I am older than Dan.
Yeah, but Dan acts like an ancient man. I mean, his bones are all brittle.
I'm so sorry, Dan.
You know,
I just want you to know I'm thankful for you.
he
Okay,
owns.
but
Is he
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
as ancient as magic's womb?
That
I'm
back
just saying-
there is my lawn, Tony, and just
Yeah,
get
I was
off
gonna
it.
say he owns a house.
That is
He-
true. Okay,
I-
I gotta be
yeah.
on Tony's side now. Sorry.
He's really into folk music. I don't know anything else about
That's
old people.
what?
He shops at Whole Foods.
Writes
Um,
novels.
Yeah, writes novels. Probably sitting in like a really nice chair while he's doing it. I don't know.
Likes
probably
to wear blazers.
like lasers
likes
all the
to wear
time.
them.
I,
I
like to wear
propose that we
blazers.
put it to a vote.
He's
Dan
he's-
old.
Dan, correct me if I'm wrong. Don't you often say it's kind of chilly in here, and then you put on like 3 sweaters? Does that sound like you?
When's the
feel-
last time you had
I
a
feel
bottle of
seen.
Ensure?
Dan, yeah. I mean, I
It's
don't
cold
know
at my
any-
house, Tony. What do you want?
Well, my house that I bought.
You guys,
Um,
I live in. I wear a house coat, and I call it a house coat. I think I still win for oldest. Thank you.
Okay, let's go lore.
The point
Lore.
is,
Agreed.
Dan is 1 year older than me, and I need
And you need
And-
this.
and I don't need anything. I just need to hurt people to feel alive. That's why I'm a Dungeon Master. Help.
Okay, you guys-
Everything's great.
However, my question is, and I think we may have briefly touched on this before, is can we get back right away? Because what if it takes us out of the castle altogether? Because, for example, we have
Ooh.
Indigo to the Master's Bride, which I'm assuming is the way Strahd gets all the way across the entire continent over to the Abbey real quick. And then maybe he flies home because he just needs to stretch his wings at that point.
Good point.
Right.
So I don't know.
We
where
know
this
some
lore
of them
is.
are in the castle, so Castle's Peak.
yeah.
The coffins are probably here. The Master's Tomb is probably here.
Yeah, what
Magic's
mountain?
Womb, maybe. We
There's
don't
a
know.
lot of
Yeah, I
So
was wondering
perhaps
about
we
the mountain
limit it
spire.
to just the places that we believe to be inside the castle. I had assumed that the lore would be in a library, but it could also be to the Vistani camp.
Or Baba Lysaga. Like maybe
That's true.
she knew stuff.
Mm.
Past tense. haha.
So I will here. Here's what I'll offer for you. I'm freestyling. This peek behind the scenes. I think I can decide how this thing works, regardless of how the adventure is written. So as you'll remember, there are stones around the rim of the brazier, matching the colors described in the kind of rhyme. You could toss a stone into the brazier and see what kind of portal opened up, and look through that portal.
I like this idea.
Oh, that's
Peek
true.
our heads
Wait,
through.
do we think that does one just reappear, or maybe it doesn't burn? It
I
just
assume
sort
it's
of
more.
sits?
I would assume there's no reason to have a thing that you can only use once, right? There
yeah,
must be
and
a way to
probably
reuse
like,
it.
does somebody have a mage hand? Because like
Maybe it's like Pez.
pull it out.
There are just
Yeah,
a
there's
bunch
more
stacked,
underneath.
sort of
Ooh.
spring mechanism.
Yeah, I love the idea of magic Pez.
Magic
Crucible
Pez.
is perfectly willing to try picking up a stone and throwing it in.
All right, what color you want to start with?
lore.
Yeah, let's do that. Red.
All right. The kind of swirling portal appears. The fire turns red. The grains in the hourglass glow. You get the sense that you would kind of touch the hourglass to be pulled through this portal. Crucible, it's kind of like it yearns for it. And you see an image of a study, and it looks, just based on, you get the sense that probably it's in Ravenloft. Stonework, fancy furniture and accoutrements. So it looks.
There haven't been any
somewhere.
other castles that we have come across.
Yeah, it looks
Not a lot of
it
big
looks
buildings.
nice.
Even,
It would be-
right?
yeah,
The
it-
Abbey.
if it is
the
not
Abbey was the
Ravenloft-
only other thing.
Yeah, if it was not Ravenloft, it's like, and you've been to say you've
Yeah.
looted most of the nicer structures in Barovia. I was like, you've been to all the various Burgermeister's homes.
It's not a windmill. Is
Yeah.
what you're telling me.
Yeah, Lena's
not-
like,
not-
this is definitely in the castle.
People want to go through? I say
Yeah,
we
let's
go
do it.
through.
Do
Yeah,
it.
let's do
All
it.
right. So you said touch
Everybody
the
hold
hourglass.
hands.
Yes, we all hold
Yes, we
hands.
hold hands.
I think we
Yes,
should
definitely.
hold
Or
hands
hooves.
with all of our or
Tentacles.
All right.
Or, yeah.
Wow. Okay, you're gonna do this?
Yeah.
I figured you would, throw some other rocks just to see
Nope.
where those go.
Jump
Uh,
in. Jump in.
All right.
We crave
In
knowledge.
theory, we know where
You
this is,
crave
so if it's in the
knowledge.
castle, we might be able to get back to it without dying too
All right.
many times.
Hold on. I just got to remind
That's just
myself
The
where.
logic that's happening in Brildish's mind right now.
We'll roll with the punches.
Yeah, we just go down to the basement, wade through the trapped water that's full of zombies.
Simple.
Zombie water. Refreshing.
Also, Tony, you were razzing us for freeing a werewolf. I believe the record will show that the werewolf was hot.
Yeah, the record,
The record
will show that.
absolutely
The
shows
record
That's
that.
will
right.
show
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Only
Yep.
the YouTube
Um,
version of the record shows that. I mean, you just have to take our word for it if you're listening to the audio version of the podcast.
Just use
Bear
our
with me
I
a
imagination.
think they can tell.
Yeah.
We made it clear, I think.
By our reactions.
That's acting, You can
Acting?
tell if the werewolf's hot.
I wasn't acting. I really thought he was hot.
Real. It's a real cinema verite situation happening.
Mm-hmm.
I was totally ready for this. Da, da, da.
Oh no,
pick-
did you think that we would spend the entire session bickering?
He does. He knows us. So
Most of the time you can count on that. That's the
It's the fact that it's
TPKG.
American holiday
I
week. We're really just excited to go.
I assumed he had prepared a list of the places, like in order of most likely we're going to go there, and like knowledge. These idiots never want to do that.
All right. Mainly, I just had to go and find. Apologies. So, tossing the red stone into the brazier causes its flame to change from white to the color red. The sands begin to fall from the hourglass. Crucible reaches out and touches the hourglass and feels himself being kind of sucked into the portal
Along with the rest of us,
inside the
'cause we're all holding
flame.
hands.
Each of you you hold hands, including Argal joins in at the very end.
He's holding on to Pony's tail.
Yeah, Pony's tail. And I believe I have now set things up appropriately. In Roll20, you are pulled through the portal and kind of tumble onto the floor of a rather ornately how do you appoint it? Do you appoint a
sure.
study?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's a good
thanks.
It's
Words.
well appointed.
A well-appointed study, which I am scrolling to now. Let me just check. In Roll20, I've got all of your gosh dang 10 tokens up there, and then you should see, unless I have to
Yeah, I don't see.
the
tokens.
lighting
There,
effects.
now I see the tokens. Yeah.
Do you then see a big hole in the middle of the map with a study?
Yes.
Looks like
Yes.
Lena just dragged
Are the tokens?
token there.
Yeah, the
And
tokens are
I
in the
kinda-
top right.
I put them in the top right. You may up to you whether you want to bring all your sidekick tokens.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave
around
my
or not.
sidekicks
So-
over, and then they can. It's just understood that they're kind of near me.
All right. So apologies for the not as well-oiled machine as I wanted to be there. Allow me to read the description of this room. You're now in the room, so you can really see it, whereas before you were just seeing kind of a snapshot of it. And this does seem like this is almost certainly somewhere in Castle Ravenloft, but perhaps you are several stories higher than you were before. There is a blazing hearth filled with fire, rolling waves of red and amber light, giving this study kind of a warm, almost cheery feel. The walls in this room are lined with ancient books and tomes. The leather covers are well oiled and preserved through careful use. It smells like oily books in here. Is what I'm saying. The room is clean and orderly. The stone floor is covered with a thick, luxurious rug. Looking at Dan.
Are there unicorns on it?
In the center of the room is a large, low table, waxed and polished to a mirrored finish. Even the pokers that stand next to the blazing fireplace is polished. Large, overstuffed divans and couches are arranged around the room. 2 chairs of burgundy-colored wood with padded leather seats and back cushions face the hearth. A huge painting hangs over the mantelpiece and a heavy gilded frame. The rolling firelight illuminates the portrait.
Question.
Portrait of.
Is this the side with the hearth? Because it looks like it just sort of cuts off abruptly.
I was trying to figure out if
where
it was a
the,
hearth or a window.
There's no
Please
side.
enjoy some
Ah.
hearth.
Oh,
Okay.
there's some hearth.
Brildish is going to, first thing, hop off of Pony and examine that hearth.
Brings a horse to a study.
Elevor definitely goes and faints on one of the fainting couches and is just sort of kicked back.
Honestly, I love this room and I don't ever want to leave it.
Well, there is
This is where we
one
live now.
perhaps downside to this room that kind of
Uh-oh.
puts a bit of a pallor over it. Let me just make a quick handout in Roll20.
Is it the portrait?
Is it the terrible portrait?
It is the terrible portrait, which is, I'm just setting this up in Roll20 right now. It is this portrait because for all of you, so I'm excited that you got here because I commissioned this quite a while ago and it was unclear when I would get to share it with you.
What?
There is a dramatic painting of one Strahd.
It's so good.
Oh my god, I love this so much.
Wow.
That's
And I'll
not
put-
acting, folks. I'm really excited.
Wow. That's such a good
That's a
piece
great
of
Why
picture.
did
art.
they
my
make
gosh.
Strahd so hot?
Yeah, I know.
I want it in
We-
a heavy wooden frame above my own
Yes.
mantle.
There were some
Yeah.
emails about what exact hotness we were, needed here in our.
Let
in
me
our
just say,
vampire
you
lore.
thread that needle.
Yeah, that's
Very,
Get
good.
it.
very
Well, that's,
conflicted.
Um,
It's
and
true.
I will upload a high quality version of that into Slack for people.
Oh yeah, I should download that so I can put it in our show notes to make sure everybody gets to see it in this episode.
Yes.
Future me, do that.
Really
Oh,
good.
I don't know what I'm doing, so I just sent that to the Incomparable member Slack instead of our Slack.
That's all right. They'll be thrilled.
Yes.
So there you go, everybody.
Become an Incomparable member so you can get really, really early previews.
Hashtag
True.
teaser.
All right. So that image is there. It is an image of Strahd himself, kind of standing in the woods with perhaps Castle Ravenloft in the background, illuminated by moonlight. Moonlight that is much too bright for what you see in the dreary nights of Ravenloft. Strahd is clutching a sword. He's got his one other hand in a fist. He's wearing a kind of a cape with a crimson lining and kind of, I guess, staring at the painter with kind of a steely expression on his pale face.
I mean, that's a very sort of toned down way of describing it. I mean, it could have sort of talked in a
Intensify,
low voice.
like-
I feel like
I mean,
Well,
it's a little
it
warming
pans
here.
back to the entire party who are all just in there like,
Yeah.
Are-
I
are
thought
we
this
the
would
bad
make me
guys?
like the study less, but
Well,
weirdly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway,
So about
Anyway,
this place.
again, I love this room. I never want to leave.
You did say that even before we knew.
and is anybody else notice the eyes follow you or?
Just don't
Can
walk
I
around.
do perception to see if the eyes follow us?
That's actually a
please
great
do.
idea.
I also want to do perception just on this hearth, the stonework. Is there something behind it, hiding behind the fire? Where does the chimney go?
We should note
variety
that
of
that
things to explore
artwork
in
was
here.
clearly made by the same artist who made our incredible
Yes.
Indeed.
I
characters.
would assume so. Yeah, it looks great.
and hold on, let me pull up her name because I am forgetting it.
Will I figure out what my perception check
Because I am
check
bad at
is?
stuff.
Oops. All right, never mind.
Thank
Yeah, there's
goodness
fire in
that
there.
I
Yes.
now have.
This art of Strahd is by Elizabeth Fijalkowski, who also did our character art, who does like lots of other amazing art.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you
Great
so
Dr.
much.
Who art
so good.
too.
And is, if you're looking to get art commissioned, is a delight to work with. So, yeah.
Hot Strahd. Hashtag Hot Strahd.
Yeah, I will tell you, now that I've had D&D art commissioned, it is like the best thing ever, and it's like I want to do this all the time.
I know.
I know. Anytime I've gotten art
It's
commission for
it's a
something,
very
it's
it's a very dangerous drug.
like, can I
to-
pay you more?
Yeah, yeah.
Slippery slope.
So, hot shot aside, you are in the study. Let's see. Broldish wanted to look at the fireplace. Somebody else wanted to look at the painting. There might be other things you want to look at. There are also,
Yeah, this is just
I'm
to
not sure if
start
you can
with.
tell on the map, but there are many doorways off of this study. Seems like you might be, there's no windows, so you're probably somewhere kind of central inside the
Nestled.
the castle.
Yep.
But there are two sets of doors on the north side, double doors to the west, and a kind of small door to the south. The hearth takes up most of the eastern wall of this chamber. Let me now deal with the perception checks. Lena, tell me about yours.
So, despite having advantage, I only rolled a 16.
16. The eyes do seem to follow you. It's unclear if that is magical or just the art of painting. Let's see here. Aline? No.
Roldish.
Broldish, you wanted to do something.
Yeah, I was looking at the hearth, and my amazing perception check is a 6. I think because I'm distracted by hot Strahd.
Fire, hot.
Hmm.
Almost hot as Strahd.
But is there anything obvious about the fireplace? I guess is what I'm asking.
It's a
Does it have
hardy
a-
hearth.
You know,
Clear
it is
back.
it is very deep.
Are there any like stones or like I just want to throw something at the back and make sure that there's a wall and there's not like
Yeah, there's a stone wall there.
Oh, okay,
it's-
okay.
It is very deep, and
Mhm.
yeah, but yeah.
Did you mention tools next to the fireplace? Like
Yeah, there's a poker.
just a poker. That's it. That's weird.
Maybe I don't know enough about fireplaces.
Let's definitely
Usually
spend some
there's at
time on
least
that.
Usually there are like 4 things.
like a
there's
little
a
broom.
little shovel, there's a poker, there's a broom, and a rake. Like those.
I
Are
don't
the
know.
4 things
It may be
usually.
that
We
I
this
didn't
used to
fire
have a
may.
fireplace.
We didn't
You
have
know,
a rake when I was growing up.
Remember,
We had the other
Strahd
things.
is an accomplished magic user. This fire may be magical in origins as well.
Okay,
It is
well,
very
I
large
guess-
and burning brightly, despite
What is
not
I'm
looking.
gonna
There's
use-
What is
I'm
the
gonna use
Are
my
there
fuel?
poker.
logs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
are there
Poke
logs?
around.
there's no logs here.
I'm gonna
Souls,
poke around
Dan,
and see if
souls.
there's anything hiding in the fire. Drag it out if there is. I'm just.
What are you
so
doing?
while everybody's
You're sticking
doing
your
other
hand
things-
into the fire.
No, the poker. I said I'm
Oh.
taking the poker and I'm.
Well,
just
as
like,
you lift up the poker,
oh, boy.
there is the sound of
Lady
stone
Gaga's poker
grinding
face.
on stone, and the back wall of the fireplace kind of slides away.
This is a terrible secret passage where there's one tool, and it's a tool you need to manage the fire.
Except that you don't because there's no logs or anything. But okay.
Still.
Guys, once we're done looking around in here, let's go that way.
Is the fire
Sound good?
is the fire hot? By the way, like, is it if you put your hand up, do you feel heat, or is it an illusion?
Oh, it feels hot, quite hot,
Okay,
warm
okay.
from where you are.
Do any of you have cantrips that can extinguish flame?
I have a dispel magic, which might work. It's not a cantrip, but it might do the job.
I can create a bonfire, but that doesn't help us.
Make your bonfire.
Wait,
take
what
out
do you
that
mean-
bonfire.
That is
Whoa,
not the
whoa.
problem that we have.
I
Whoa,
can make
Elevor, just cast that spell backward.
Oh, you're right. Hold on. It didn't work.
I have protection from energy, which I can use for fire, but that only works on one person. So that's not super
I
helpful.
have the
And it's a
same-
3rd level spell.
Ooh, I can snuff out a small campfire.
Maybe you could do like the side of it and we could run around.
Let me try.
just
Let me try the
yeah.
dispel magic, unless anybody.
Mine's a
has some-
cantrip, so if you
Let's-
want, we
Okay,
want to try
fine.
mine
Go-
first,
go
and
ahead.
then we'll. Yeah.
What was
Before we
yours?
do that,
What's
we
yours?
should finish looking around in this room, and then just because like if it's hard to get through, we don't want to have to try to come back.
Oh, Elevor definitely wants to check underneath all the cushions of the sofa. He sort of
course.
lazily gets up from having fainted and starts
It's a
checking
fainting
underneath the
couch. It's
cushions.
almost a bed.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
next best.
All right, Elevor, you start checking all the cushions. There's just disappointingly nothing underneath them.
Not even
There's
loose change?
no even spare change with Strahd's face on them.
Tony,
Drat.
can Crucible do a quick survey of I don't know, a bookshelf?
Yeah, there's lots of books here.
Yeah, I think I'll have to start with one. How about this one
All right.
over by the
No, all 4.
gonna
Or
do 'em all.
9, however many there are.
There is over 1,000 unique tomes in here. Crucible. This is an impressive personal collection. This collection,
No, we're
were
never
you just in
getting
the
them
book
outta
stealing
here.
business, would be tens of thousands of gold pieces worth of books. Roll me a d12, Crucible, and I'll tell you what section you have wandered over. to.
Okay, and I rolled a 24 in perception, if that matters at all.
Mhm.
Wow.
I rolled a 3 on my d12.
All right, you go over and pull a particularly interesting looking book off the shelf. It seems to be the biography of an ancient queen telling about her rise to power and how she united warring tribes and ruled over her kingdom for decades, leading them into prosperity under her iron rule. You
It's
can keep
called
that one.
Lean In.
Yeah.
Sick burn, Cheryl Sandberg. Yeah, Crucible will. I don't, in my head, as he opens up a little compartment in his chest and puts the book in.
Is that
It's
compartment
like a
sized
tiny
for one
library,
book?
like a
They've got
Linden library.
they've got a little library in
Open
their
Yeah.
chest.
Does anyone else want to roll a d12 and grab a
I
book off the
do.
shelves?
Yes.
Everybody
Some of these
roll a
topics are
D12.
annoying.
12.
All right. Well, perhaps this speaks well to you, Brilgus. You find a theological text. There is a lot of notes in the margin that are kind of very disparaging. You think they might be in Strahd's handwriting.
Oh,
I'm gonna keep this.
That's
Yep.
the worst.
I've been studying for the cleric exam my entire
Mhm.
life, and I feel like
Yep.
maybe this will help me. I'm gonna ignore the notes.
Yeah, the C exam's got it.
He's just subtweeting.
Yeah.
I rolled an 11.
11. Elevor, you find an anthology of poetry.
Darn it.
Aw.
Sorry.
That seems very
No,
Elevor-y
I
to
love
me.
it. Elevor, well, okay, if it's nature poetry, sure, But if it's like bloviating nasal gate, navel gazing,
somehow
nasal,
nasal gazing worse or better than navel gazing? People?
nasal gazing
worse.
is impressive because it typically requires like a crab sort of creature that can actually nasal gaze.
Or a mirror, which Strahd can't use.
Exactly. So very impressive. But if it's navel gazy poetry, then Elevor rolls his eyes because that's the whole point. Is like he's old enough now that he doesn't take himself too seriously because it's just like, why do people need to take themselves seriously? It's silly. So he'd be like, ugh, these youngins haven't learned yet. Anyway, I guess he's gonna take the book and throw it into the fire.
Wow. I rolled a 5.
We're
Me
people
too.
that burn books, are we now?
Hey,
Both
it's a
of our
dead
hands
tree.
reach
He's like,
out and graze each other as we pull the same
The
book.
same book.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Jane, you're gonna love this.
Horses?
Book 5, book on heraldry.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I look at Lena and I'm like, I think that this is more appropriate for you than for me.
Yeah.
Has anyone not gotten a
Does
chance? in a
Strahd
book?
have a crest?
Yeah, I believe we've seen it. Oh God, this is the kind of thing I should get correctly. I thought he.
3 bats rampant on a field.
No.
of azure. Boy,
Lena
Tony,
isn't that interested, so
I spent
we
a
can
lot of
just
time
assume
learning
that she looks that up.
heraldry
Jane,
lingo
do you
want to
roll for Aragal?
inconceivable introduction, Tony.
Aragal should get a book.
Oh yes,
Oh,
Aurigal sees
absolutely.
everybody else getting a book, and he also wants a book.
All right, hold on. The book says that there is a crest on page 239, so I'm going to page 239.
Page 239.
Oh God,
The
sorry, I
crest
just
page
did this wrong and rolled
next to
4.
the Colgate
Yeah.
page.
Damn
was
it,
gonna
Micah,
say
you took
something about
it
toothpaste.
literally right in front of me.
I saw you going to the microphone. I was like, I have to say it.
Argal has a 7.
Argyl's taking books now.
Yes.
Argal
A book
didn't
on
want to feel
sidekicks.
left out.
Wants
How to
be one of
murder
the
your
teams
vampire
so bad.
lord in 3 easy steps.
He just pockets it.
The third one is profit.
Doesn't
this
realize.
This is handy.
All right, that is the Strahd family crest there that I've shown
All right,
you.
you're okay. Okay,
They could use some
Strahd.
work.
You have this is something Strahd doodled in the margins of his notebook in high school.
It does look like a.
I mean,
There's like a
Screamo
griffin
band.
with like wings spread against like the castle.
I will say, I think the idea is something a 13-year-old goth would do, but the execution of it is above that.
Yeah.
But it is
Yeah,
so
Lena's
the
gonna look it up like, what could it mean?
I mean, I think that to describe this, help me out, people, because I don't know if I'm really getting.
Oh, I
this
just
right.
closed it.
There is like a griffin-looking creature.
Yeah.
It's some kind of bird
Huge
monster.
wings.
Really,
Huge.
wings spread, and then I guess it's on your kind of traditional heraldry shield.
But
Inside
the shield is very
It's
narrow.
very
and
narrow,
wings go
yeah.
way out.
Yeah,
Wings
that's
go
not-
way
that's
out.
not-
It's
not quite
kind
right.
of it. This looks kind of like something like a trashy back tattoo of
Yes.
crest.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the shield is also the shield has kind of a gothic motif to it, and there is that's definitely the spires of Castle Ravenloft
Yep.
in silhouette on the shield itself.
There's like
And
Ravenloft
ghostly
is distinctive for its-
tendrils or something
Oh,
around
yeah.
it too. I don't know. They
And a
almost look
skull
like
at the bottom? Is it like a skull? It looks
yeah,
skullish.
maybe it's kind
Oh,
of hard to tell.
yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
small.
And some fancy ribbons sort of
Yeah, and then there's a
hanging off
ribbon
of-
because
Kinda
it's not legally a crest if there's not some kind of ribbon motif on it. The spires of Ravenloft are, I mean, I guess you've been kind of seeing them on the horizon for many days now, but they are distinctive as a castle. For it has these 2 very tall towers, one that's got your kind of flat battlements peak, and the other one that's slightly taller that has your kind of I would call Tony Sindelar, student of archaeology, a wizard tower, which is to say it's got your
Architecture?
your pointy peak. So anyway, that's the Strahd family crest. Let's see if there's anything else you can ask me today that I'm unprepared for that I will look up.
Argal rolled a 7.
Well, dang it.
If anyone glances at the heraldry book after Lena puts it down, she has opened it and looked at the heraldry for House Lena, which is a red bird holding a snowdrop flower.
Oh.
Aw.
Oh. Someone came prepared with the crest.
7 is an
Roldish probably
epic,
did. She
an
probably
epic
did.
novel. He found. So
Ooh.
Aragol found the very slim fiction session.
I like
Oh,
the idea that
man.
he's just like, I'm just going to sit here and read for a while.
All right, guys. Anyone airport literature that is also about vampires?
Yeah.
Oh, and rice.
He found the YA and he's like engrossed.
Clear and present anger. No, that's not great.
Clear and present vampire.
Vampire.
Oh man, that is
Yeah.
the Tom Clancy and Rice crossover I've been waiting for.
Mm. Yeah. So this is the study. There are many more books. Just glancing around.
Lore.
you know.
I thought we were supposed to. Oh, I guess
Well,
it could
I mean,
be behind
these
the
all
fire.
have lore,
Yeah, the books.
True.
Where do you expect to
but
find
it's
lore?
also
Did you
I
have a
just meant-
specific thing
sorry,
that you were
Did you want it in
utilizing
podcast
study?
form, Micah?
The lore I was hoping for was useful lore.
Oh,
If there's
Okay.
anything about the building of the
Valor.
castle, I think that would be something that would
Does not-
interest
there-
us.
No, it does not seem like there's anything.
is
like
there a
that. There's no
section
map.
labeled useful
Maps.
books?
Yeah.
No. All the other books are bad.
there's no atlas or
all right.
dictionary.
Let's
or...
go through this fireplace.
Wait, before we
come
go
on.
through the fireplace,
Let's look under
Elevor
the
wants
table.
to try to peek behind the painting on the wall.
Okay.
See if there's anything back there.
It's Tony
Elevor.
now brings us.
Strength
He has
check,
commissioned. He has commissioned a portrait of the back of Strahd.
Oh, please. Yes.
Oh, tell me more.
I don't think that's how paintings work yet.
That's how they should work.
I don't know
It
anything
is
about
for
art.
one sheets for movie posters,
Yeah.
right? No,
Behind the painting, Elevor, you reach out with your right hand and flip over the painting.
Very specific
Behind
about
it
which hand.
is wood paneling for this
Ooh.
study.
And nothing like in the wall or
nothing.
a hole in the
Nothing
wall.
in the wall.
Very well. Okay,
There's a secret room behind the fireplace. How much else
Yeah,
is there
let's
going to
go
be in
through
here?
that.
let's do it. Just trying to be thorough.
All right.
All right. So, Elevor, are you going
Oh,
to
yeah,
attempt your
Try the
cantrip?
cantrip.
I sneeze, and at the same time, I cast? No, I don't. I cast Druidcraft, which says you instantly light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small campfire.
I will.
Does-
I will allow that to work here. So you put out the fire. There's still, it's hot, but you can see that there is beyond the fire. There's a way has been opened into. It looks kind of just like a dark closet or very small stone chamber beyond that. I've shown it to you on the map, but not described it to you yet. So
Well, let's get
Which
let's
means
get in there.
we're gonna walk in, and then there's gonna be
All right.
something evil.
I will
can
tell
go
you, it
first if
does.
you
It
want.
looks like it would be hard to fit all of you, especially with all your gosh dang pets, into that chamber at the same time.
I feel like
this
Crucible
is-
or Brildish should. go
Yeah,
first.
I'm stepping, or Elevor stepping out of the way. He's like, I did the fire part.
Crucible
I'll
will
draw-
happily stride in.
Yeah, I'll draw my longbow and have it ready. Have an arrow knocked. in
All right,
case.
why don't you
And maybe
arrange,
the rogue, unless there are any locks or things.
And
Why
I
don't you
will
arrange your tokens accordingly?
Oh
I will
boy.
cast the light cantrip on the end of my spear.
If Crucible will go through, then I'm gonna stay on this side just in case something happens here.
Oh yeah,
Does
something
Pony
could
want to
close
be
or
right where
shut.
he is, or does he want to be back further?
Actually, I'm gonna hop back up on Pony. Is this
Okay.
tall? Can I see into the fireplace from the top of Pony, or
I feel like it's probably not that tall, based on my knowledge, my
All right, then
limited
I will-
knowledge of
all right? Then
fireplaces.
yeah, Pony will.
Well, castles can have like really grand fireplaces.
It's true.
This is like a medium fireplace.
Okay.
Let me explain. It is a fireplace that contains a fire that was comparable to a small campfire. Otherwise, Mike has spelled it.
It's a cozy fireplace.
Yeah.
For a castle.
Yes. Well, it's the study. It's not the grand hall.
It's
All right.
cozy for a
Who is
castle.
leading the way? I will describe what you see inside this dark hole.
I think Crucible.
Crucible?
Crucible?
Yep.
Crucible, you poke your head in to this room. This room seems like it's still kind of filled with smoke, the fire that would have kind of leached in here. It's kind of a dark little rectangular room. There is prominently in this room a closed chest surrounded by piles of gold, silver, and copper coins. The chest is rather fancy. It's got very ornate fittings and clawed feet, keeping it slightly elevated above the ground. Attached to the east wall are 2 torch sconces. Sconces is a fun D&D word to say. The southernmost one holds a torch with an intricate metal base. The other is empty. As always, D&D room descriptions really bury the lead. In the middle of the floor, a skeleton in broken plate armor lies against the wall. The skeleton's right hand is on its throat, and its left hand holds a ornate torch.
Does the
In this
torch,
case,
ominous.
The torch is like a metal. All right, people can help me if I'm wrong here. I imagine the torch is it's not lit, and it is, so it's the the part, the ice cream cone of the torch.
Yeah,
if you will.
Got it.
So,
and
so
in this
CSI
case, it's
Barovia, it
metal.
seems like this poor adventurer potentially picked up a torch
the wrong torch.
and got the slice.
So, Tony, does the torch the skeleton is holding match the torches in the sconce?
It sure does.
All right.
We need someone with mage hand.
Look around for traps.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll perception in here, and I got a rather paltry 13.
You're rolling 13 to do what?
To look around and see if I can understand what the relationship with the torch the guy's holding to the torches on the wall. Did he
It's
pick one up?
complicated.
Did he?
There are 2 sconces. One's got a torch in it. One doesn't. There is a torch in the hands of the skeleton.
And
Oh, there are
and
just 2? Why did I think there were
Yeah,
more
and the
than two?
skeleton you said is holding its throat with its other hand.
Yeah.
Like
So
gas.
either he slit
Yeah,
his
that's
own
what I was
throat and was
thinking.
like, or some magic overtook him and he actually choked himself. With
I
one
think, well, or he was
Or-
trying to
or-
gasp for breath.
Yeah.
Yeah, like gas filled the chamber or something.
So with my rogue
Carbon
trap
monoxide.
finding eyes, I have a 29 to try and inspect the walls for either gas or arrow slits or various deadly
Traps.
accessories.
All right.
Blade holes.
Looking around, Lena, what number was that? It was very high. right?
29.
29. Lena, you
Spicy.
scan the room with Batman efficiency. You notice there is a telltale, well, for a rogue, these other, yokels didn't see it. There's clearly a seam on the eastern wall of this strange chamber, suggesting, and it's right next to an empty sconce. So clearly there's some kind of secret passageway on the eastern wall of this chamber. But you also look around because there's a corpse here. Well, I don't know. When does a skeleton cease to be a corpse and just become a skeleton?
Might lose its flesh, probably.
There's no flesh, so
Yeah, full on
Skeleton.
been here
skeleton.
for quite some time.
We've done it.
There are no dart holes or pendulum blade slicey things or anything like that. I'm just gonna say that I feel like your finely tuned rogue senses kind of focuses chest as possibly being, the main architectural feature of this room and possible source of badness.
Shall we investigate the chest, or maybe I was perception
Dispel
arcana?
traps.
Ignore it.
Yeah. So I think there's another chamber.
So
There's
this is like a dummy treasure chamber.
So I think I would prefer the chest looks trapped. I mean, the story feels like adventurer comes in, sees a treasure chest, needs light to inspect it, grabs the sconce, touches the chest. Something
Dies.
bad happens.
Yeah,
Throat wise.
Yeah.
but if there's a,
Throatial region.
it doesn't seem as though them removing that torch is what opens the other door, else
That's
they would
true.
not be here. So the
That's
question is, did they pick the wrong torch, or is there some other trigger for this that we are not
Raid
So
them or
seeing?
something.
I can
like that.
inspect the chest, but if the trap is magical, me inspecting the chest might be enough to set off the trap, which I do not want to do.
Can you more closely inspect the slit in the wall to see if there's some sort of, could we wedge it open potentially?
I can take a look at that. Or Crucible, I know that you have your, well, I guess this isn't a ruin. Is your feature
how many skeletons
for
are needed to make it a
ruins or
ruin?
for all architecture?
Specifically says,
I feel like you'd actually be better at a building that's not a ruin.
my specific text says when you enter a ruin or dungeon, you can correctly ascertain its purpose and determine its builders, whether those were dwarves, elves, humans, UNT, or some other known race. In addition, you can determine the monetary value of art objects more than a century old.
You know what, Dan, I feel like we never give you anything for that ability, even though I think that ability is very cool.
Freaking archaeologist, man.
Well, and I'm reminded of I had in the old days when I was but a simple player of the Dungeons and Dragons, and I had just an adorable halfling rogue that I leveled up to like level 18, and his best skill was dungeoneering. Did dungeoneering ever come up? Almost never. And this is the dungeoneering of 5th edition. I think you mentioned something, Dan, or someone else mentioned it. I think it kind of lights something up in Crucible's brain. There's a lot about this room that kind of twigs that idea of perhaps a false
burial chamber type thing,
or maybe even a thing that might be put in place to lead grave robbers to think they found the treasure when the true treasure is somewhere beyond. So though this is just a simple secret room behind a fireplace in a study somewhere in the halls of Castle Ravenloft, you are of some ancient tombs.
How many secret rooms deep are we?
2.
But we got to this study by a teleportation circle. We don't even know if those doors go anywhere.
So I guess it's like Lena looks around, sees this seam, kind of points it out, and Crucible is like, I suspect there's another chamber beyond.
Indeed. Perhaps we just need
but
to
something
figure out
clearly killed an adventure in this chamber.
Yes, we simply need to figure out how to trigger the door. The question is whether the torch or the chest led to their demise.
So, do we want to pick up the other torch?
Oh, interesting idea. So, I might
just gonna
suggest,
check where's everybody's tokens as we do this.
If you want to,
where I am.
So, if it is a air related thing, Crucible doesn't breathe. So perhaps we could have you step out of the room. Crucible will attempt to pick up the torch. Crucible will pick up the torch, and fingers crossed.
But we'll maintain line of sight.
Yes.
So that we can cop a nice healing word if we need it.
So you believe line of sight but not breathing? How's that?
I'm ready to grab the wall if it starts coming down to try to grab it. And
though this has not directly come up, Tony, when I created this character under personality traits, I just happened to notice that the number one is I love a good puzzle or mystery. So.
Yeah, well, remember that guy? Remember that old carefree Crucible who opened every bag?
Yeah. It's true.
We call this growth. So it sounds like you've got a plan, which is that Crucible is perhaps the least vulnerable to the type of attack you think might be happening here. So other people are going to back off to some degree. Broldish is positioned by the door. Other people are back in the study.
Elevor is poised to do another kill that fire if the fire restarts.
Argal is searching the study for the portal back to the basement.
The wall, I can't remember what you said when I moved the poker. Did the wall drop? Did it lift? I'm just trying
Which way do you want it to be, Broldish?
It doesn't really matter. I think you
slowly
said
side to side.
Yes, slowly side to side is good.
It shimmies.
Yes,
swings open. I don't know.
A PowerPoint transition.
You play
Starwipe.
doors. Yeah.
Star wipes away.
Iris is
absolutely open. It does.
Playing
with the poker, you see that you could easily control the closing and opening of this.
Star wipe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Strahd loves his keynote.
Okay.
So, Broldish, are you standing by the poker to control the opening and closing of this, or by the opening that the poker opens and closes?
I'm standing by the opening just because I'm concerned that there might be some sort of timing mechanism on the poker. So I will try to hold it, or shove the magic axe in the way, so it can't close all the way down. That's my rudimentary plan.
All right. The other people have backed well off. Crucible, you are standing in the room. Broldish is kind of around the door frame from you, only about 10 feet away. Imra, Elevor, Lena, a good 20 feet back.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Pony, 180 feet away.
Pony's
Safe
gonna
distance.
hang out with Argyle.
Yeah. Pony exploring
Argo's
tax
reading
options
the
and-
young adult novel and
Yeah.
just like
Did I mention it?
Picking up so many tips.
There's a
Yeah.
section in the middle that's just all manga, and so
yeah. He's reading it the other way.
yeah. So
Wow. Really
Yeah.
expanding his horizons.
mhm.
All right. Crucible will reach out and will grab the torch that is still in the wall.
Okay, you lift the torch out of the sconce. It's metal. It's ornate. Nothing happens.
Crucible will attempt to light it.
Okay. It lights.
Okay. I will. All right. Nothing happening so far. Examine the sconce and see if there's anything happening there. I got a 12 on perception.
You so right now there's 2 empty sconces because you're holding a torch.
Right. So there's
and
like
skeleton has a torch.
but like where the whatever was attached to the wall
Yeah, I imagine there's like a metal bracket. thingy,
or something.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything happen with that? Is it movable at
No.
all? Up, down, left, right?
Doesn't seem like it.
BA, select start.
Preference acknowledged.
Reference
How's
acknowledged.
it going in there, Crucible?
Oh, fine.
Maybe we need to put the other torch into the other bracket.
Sure.
Flip them around.
That's an idea. Hearing Elevor suggest that, Crucible will pick up both torches and put them both in the sconce.
All right. That by doing that, you have no idea what does anything. Great job at running a controlled experiment. As you do
Not
that,
a scientist.
is he just a kind of scientist?
Social scientist.
Wow, we are gonna get mail. The wall where Lena had observed a seam swings inward toward Crucible, revealing a large cobwebbed passage beyond.
This is not getting better. It's
I-
just getting worse.
I'm just going to tell you, every level of Castle Ravenloft has geography and architecture that is banana pants. And you are gonna I think every level has something where you, if you find it, you will be like, why is this way? Who would do this?
It's like, let me
Because
tell you,
someone
weird
live here?
vampire.
Tony,
Yeah.
I know that you haven't looked at a lot of houses in the real estate market or homes, but this is what you learn
Yeah.
in New England. Every house in New England has something
Dan.
weird that makes no sense. You're like, why is it
Dan.
like this?
Strahd had this built. He's the original owner. This,
Yes,
And
I'll
he's
have
a
the
weird guy.
cobweb room
It's been
behind
like
this.
1,000 years though, right?
Do you know how many? Do you know how little
adding on?
construction is allowed in Barovia? So I'm just saying he doesn't even have he doesn't have a Winchester Mystery House thing that he can claim because he's the guy.
Strahd Mystery
haunting-
House, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm
Okay, can
just
I
saying.
question
Him
if
over the
I
top of the
if I throw a
beacons.
torch into this room, a lit torch, is it possible it would just burn all those cobwebs?
Try it.
All of them?
I mean, a lot of them, right? I mean,
I mean, if
cobwebs
they're
are
all
pretty
connected to
flammable.
each other, it would go.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
Crucible, I'm gonna tell you 2 things, or I guess Dan, I will tell you 2 things.
No. One,
Dan,
your
you
character is dead.
and
Two.
Two, you're a
Um,
spider now.
we'll always be friends. So the room that you are currently in is known as the False Treasury. The
Sure.
room that you are throwing a torch into is called the Hall of Webs. This ancient hall is choked with spider webs, broken by a single clear path down its center.
Sure.
It
Nothing
has
wrong
an
with
arched
that.
ceiling 20 feet overhead, hidden behind thick webbing. At the eastern end, you can see a pair of bronze doors of ornate design.
Well, Crucible turns around and yells back to the party, well, do you want the good news or the bad news?
Guys, we're 3 secret chambers deep now.
bad news first, please.
There are lots of cobwebs in here. Way too many.
Burn
Good
out.
news.
Well, there's a secret passage back here. It must go somewhere.
I like the idea of trying to
Yeah.
burn the cobwebs because that is
Yep.
a thing that would work in real life. Maybe these are magic cobwebs that don't burn for some reason, but
I think it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to light some of the cobwebs on fire. Just like standing in here and just reach out with the torch and try to like.
If
light
there
some
are
stuff.
spiders in there, they probably would not like that.
That's the
Good.
point.
Yeah, you fail to curry favor with the spiders. I will tell you that the cobwebs do burn rather quickly, briefly, and brightly. There is a lot of them, and like you'd really need to kind of go around and kind of
Like
power
sweeping.
wash. Yeah, power wash with fire this chamber to
Anyone
get
got a
all the
fireball?
spider webs a lot.
Yeah,
That's a
Elevor.
great use of a level 3 spell.
I could just use the create bonfire cantrip
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just toss it
Do
in.
any spiders skitter out, or is
Yeah,
it
that's a good
just?
question.
It does not seem like the spider webbing here is dense enough to hide any spiders of
So it's
significance.
Oh,
cobweb,
then we should just walk
not
through.
spiderweb.
But what if it's
I
all
think
like
we should burn
sticky
it
in a
first.
trap?
Yeah,
There is a clear open path down the
All
middle.
right,
of the spider
fine.
webs,
I don't
as
care. Burn it.
described.
All right,
Elevor?
how about this?
I'm sorry,
Elevor
does burn it as he's going through. That he's not going to leave
I'm
the
sorry,
cobwebs
pictured
behind.
Strahd somewhere. My vintage cobwebs.
He was
There's no way he
decorating.
would leave
Tomorrow
those.
is the office Christmas party.
I simply do not think that we should cast fireball. If people wish to individually light it aflame
How
with
about this?
mundane fire,
How about
that is
this?
fine.
Fireball. Bonfire.
How about
which is
this?
mundane.
How about Elevor and Crucible basically walk like
Together,
side by
like-
side and do each side as they go?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
All right. Whatever it takes to move us past this.
Yeah, that's what we do.
To the door.
Well negotiated, players. All right.
Just
I will
annoy
say-
the
just
dungeon master
remind
until
you.
he lets you do whatever you want.
Yes.
It works with Scott. Works with me. So just to put a hat on it. We are ignoring the conspicuously the big fancy chest in the false treasury that seems to murder at least one guy.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Aragal, you
Like
can
a-
check out the chest.
I mean, I'm sure that Strahd is the type of person who actually would put something cool inside the murder chest. However, it is probably just another axe.
Yeah.
Very true.
And we picked up so
They're
much
going
money.
to have to carry this for so very long.
We picked up so much money in the basement. It's like the coins don't even interest me at all.
What? I mean, what are we gonna buy?
Also, yeah, you guys sound like
Tomatoes.
just all jangly. Like each of you sounds like a coin jar walking down the hallway.
Some of us
Your-
do not have
your-
any coins.
Your
Yeah.
pockets are all saggy. So there are ornate, I believe they are brass doors here at the end of the Hall of Webs that are the only obvious exit from this horrible, sticky room.
I will check them for traps.
All right.
I'm watching our rear. I will.
Also, I will say the thing that keeps giving me advantage is that basically if I move half my speed, I have advantage on perception and
yeah.
investigation check.
Jane, because I keep forgetting I should be doing this, I will give you guidance, so feel free to add a d4 to that check. Whatever It is.
Lovely.
I should be doing that more. Please remind me.
All right, that is a 26.
All right. You study the whole. I'm going to let you with a 26 study the whole hallway. The doors appear untrapped. They are fancy or ornate with. Let's just say we covered it earlier this episode. The Strahd sigil worked into each one.
Mhm.
I will tell you because you're so good at spotting secret doorways, Lena. There's totally a secret doorway back on the south wall of this hallway.
I bet she wouldn't have noticed that if we hadn't burned those webs.
Probably not.
true.
It would have been
That's
heavily
true.
obscured.
Okay. So,
What? the F?
I'm like looking at the door and I'm like, okay, I figured out this door. And also,
Oh,
you were
That's
right
a
to burn the
door.
webs. There's totally a secret door
I'm
back
picturing
there.
Lena's like examining the door, but she's got like a mirror out, and then in the mirror she like glances,
Yes.
looks back, is like, oh, over
Yes.
there.
You know,
That's funny.
I
what's,
feel like,
I
you know
just-
what? Let's say
I
this is a
feel
character
bad
thing
because-
that when Lena is working on stuff, she like has her blade up so she can like check behind her.
Mhm.
Smart.
Oh,
One of the
I dig
normal
He is
blades of darkness.
paranoid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, do we want to
uh,
double back and go to the secret
I
door?
don't
Yeah.
even know how many
Yes,
secret
I
doors
would
are
like
beyond
to.
that secret door.
You know,
Yeah.
I almost feel like showing you more secret passageways is like punishing you. we're into
I
like
feel
a 3-act
punished.
situation here
Yeah.
where it's like, are they going to find anything rewarding behind that secret door? Will it fulfill them emotionally or psychologically in any way? I know No, it will not. But they rolled high, and I'm not going to cheat them of that secret door. Do I think they would be better off if they never found this secret door? Yes.
We're gonna
Yes,
do
I do.
100% completion.
Please don't.
Ravenloft run.
Yeah.
We'll be done
I
in
don't-
5 to 7 years.
The map
it will
will
take
just
so
be
long.
a square image.
I will just point out.
That's
you
just
all
a wall.
didn't
I'm
even-
going into the wall.
I will be on. I thought you were going to do the teleporting thing because I'm like, they're going to insist on mapping the whole basement before they use the teleporting thing. Surely they won't get to see this picture of Strahd that I commissioned 3 months ago for like a year. I'll just have this sitting in my folder, burning into my heart.
Listen, we have a laser focus on treats. We love treats.
Yep,
Yes.
true.
All right,
Just like dogs
Lena,
and ponies.
Yep.
This door, now that you know it's there, it's really just a simple kind of panel that swings open, and there is a very strange passageway beyond that you are going to find moderately to extremely frustrating.
Okay.
This is a weird room beyond. Let me just check. I think there's an official description.
Weird
of it.
Room Beyond, my favorite D&D website.
It appears to be a shoot.
Shoot,
Yes.
yeah, shaft of some kind.
We can get
There's
back
a
to the
tiny,
basement.
there's like basically a ledge, and it overlooks a shaft that plunges into darkness and continues upward. Yeah,
He probably uses this to get around the castle.
I was thinking,
it
or
does look
somebody
like they're-
falls down from a place above. Like,
it does look like there are some mechanisms built into the walls here.
Is this
Such
a
that-
staff elevator?
Did someone
I-
call me?
It does seem like this is some kind of. I mean, I don't know how this this works with adventurer brains versus player brains, but this does seem like you found the middle of an old-timey elevator shaft.
Well,
I'm-
because we've been to one in Rictavio's
Mhm.
tower before,
Sure,
so
Yeah.
we
the
know
idea
elevators.
of elevators is
Sorry, I'm just picturing Strahd giving directions when the help comes to like, oh yes, you just go to the study, put out the flames, go to the secret thing, don't touch the treasure, put a thing in the torch wall, go through, don't go down the cobweb, take a right, take the secret door to the shaft that takes you up. And everyone's like, now man, here's your pizza, I'm going home.
It does seem like based on the amount of cobwebs, no one else has been here in quite some time. But it's possible that, for example, so there's metal chains kind of in the corners of this dark, cold shaft that look like perhaps they connect to something above or below what you're currently seeing here. And maybe that is how Strahd prefers to arrive at this strange hallway.
I mean, maybe
Sure.
it's like this is the floor that he just doesn't go to very often. It's like that Babylon 5 episode, Grey 17 is missing, where they just program it so the elevator never stops there. And
I will tell you-
all the other floors are very well visited. We don't know.
Castle Ravenloft is a very big place with very few occupants. There's a lot of disused stuff.
So, does it seem like the machinery, like there were any call buttons or anything that we would use here?
Let me just check. Let's see here.
I feel like tugging on one chain if there's one in each corner.
They
like one chain
they
is
are not
gonna be-
positioned in a place that you could like easily
Gotcha.
interact with.
Somebody
them.
have to
Like
jump.
mage hand.
Whee!
Spider monkey. Spider monkey.
Oh, I guess I could spider climb.
Spider monkey, spider monkey.
Yeah, but we don't necessarily want to burn spells on just investigating
Right,
an
yeah, I don't-
elevator.
I actually don't.
Don't
really
we?
want-
But
I
it
don't.
is
Sounds like
worthwhile
us.
to have
In the
this
shaft.
in our back pocket.
Yeah.
Like if we are being chased, maybe we
the-
hop
to the
down,
elevator.
feather fall.
Yeah, there
feather
does
fall
there
down
does
it.
not seem to be any mechanism in place suggesting that
Okay.
whatever carriage compartment goes up and down this shaft must have the control mechanisms within it.
Gotcha.
So
Okay. Well,
it
now
is
that
what
we
I've
found
surmised based on this paragraph I read.
now that we found a chute, shall we go check out the ornate copper doors?
Before we go, I want to, I guess, use like maybe the magic axe, and I just want to make like a mark on the wall, like chisel part of the wall, just in case we find ourselves
good
in
call.
this elevator some other time, just to like that we know
Brule
this
dish
before.
was
Roll the
here.
shoes, yeah.
Very good.
It's an X,
Done.
but that's what it means.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll be able
All
to
right.
tell what floor this is on.
Mhm.
Smart.
You head back down the hallway and cast open the brass doors into another ancient looking chamber that it does not look like it gets a lot of foot traffic here. This is 2.
Spider Room 2, the sequel.
This is this room. Seems like you're getting closer to the exterior walls of the castle. You can hear rain and thunder from outside, and this room is noticeably cold and damp compared to the other passageways. Certainly, much closer, much more so than the study. There are veils and curtains of webbing filling this room, making it kind of hard to gauge how deep or wide it is. A single narrow path leads to the dark center of the room, where a rope hangs dangling from somewhere above.
Burn everything.
I bet it's not a rope. I bet it's a spider web.
Or it's a bell.
I was
Or
thinking
This
bell.
is the bell tower.
Yeah,
Oh.
easily
Anyway,
accessible.
Burn some spider webs. It
Do-
served us well here.
Am I familiar with Ravenloft having bells? Like, have I ever heard
The bells of
Fell
Ravenloft.
Bells of
bonging?
Ravenloft.
You have heard the fell bonging.
Hark, the fell bonging.
The
the
bells
dark
of
bing bong?
the dark bing
Castle
bongs of
Ravenloft.
ring only rarely. And the as a Borovian born and bred, you know that when the bing bongs bing or bong, it is a time of dark tidings in Barovia. It has been many years since you have heard those, but only on the darkest of nights, in the darkest of times, have the bells of Ravenloft being dead bong.
So who
Ask
do we
not
think it
for
trolls?
whom the bing bongs. It bongs for
I'm
Strahd.
trying to create a very specific gothic aesthetic.
Who do we think it
Nailed
trolls more to ring the bell? Does it troll like all of Barovia?
Don't no bongs.
Or
No,
does
we
it
can't.
troll
Bings?
Strahd because it's
Just
at
a
a
bing?
What
time
about
that's
what about
different?
just a
Like a
little
small
bing,
bing,
a little
a little
bing? What if
bing.
you just if you just
No.
give it like a little
No,
jaunty
I think
time?
that's like texting Strahd and saying, "Hey, bud,
We found your bells.
we found your
we are.
bells.
Because
Peace out, bye."
I could totally thunderclap or thunderwave the bell.
What?
Just
That's
straight up.
unnecessary.
All right. Crucible will wend their way.
It's like firing fireworks at a fire.
It's a bell. It's not that bad.
I'm just saying there's a rope to activate the bell. You don't need to use
I
a
don't trust the
giant
rope. I'm not pulling on a spider's long web tail.
Everyone
Okay.
is
Webtail?
telling you not to do that.
Yes,
So you
yes,
don't
Dan.
need to worry.
That is the scientific definition of the stream
noted.
of web that comes out of a
Eleanor,
spider's
aren't you friend to all animals?
spinneret. Except evil ones.
Oh, well,
That's
wow.
Yeah,
kinda
he likes
judgmental.
chill animals, Tony.
Yeah.
Cool.
Crucible will wend their way up to the rope and raise the spear that's all light cantripped to see what's up there.
It does look like there is something. This chamber, it does seem like the ceiling is very high. It's hard to tell through the webbing, but it seems like the idea that this might be a bell tower, or that you are at the base of a bell tower, seems like a reasonable conclusion. Or
What
if you're fancy, a belfry.
What if we just climb the bell rope? No.
That would
Oh,
ring the
that
bell.
would make it bing. And
And
bong.
you're gonna climb up into the bell?
Oh yeah, that's
Just
the
for
stupidest
fun.
thing I've heard today. It's not like there's a
We-
false treasury outside of a belfry,
That is stupid. Why is the belfry hidden
right?
behind a web room, an elevator?
Truly,
and a
the
false-
architecture of Ravenloft is maddening as Strahd
This
himself.
is like if
Maybe ringing the
Lovecraft
bell
got really
actually-
bored.
Maybe
This
we're
terrible
gonna defeat Strahd.
geometry of rooms.
What was that,
You-
Erica?
You have seen the horrors of non-Euclidean geometry. Now marvel at the horrors of very Euclidean but foolish geometry.
I'm just saying maybe the ringing the bell actually is like the secret way to defeat Strahd.
You
and
just
we're
ring
gonna
it
turn
instead.
around
Yeah,
and walk
that's it.
away.
Yeah.
Ding,
This is
ding
it.
dong, the witch is dead. All right, if we learned anything.
The
We already-
prophecy.
Witches,
We already killed the
not
witch.
vampires.
Yeah,
And we
you
killed
know,
the witches.
Witches,
You do know that there are
vampires,
other
tomato,
witches.
tomato.
Oh.
There are other witches in Barovia, for they are vying for who will control.
All right.
Who will rule?
Elevor
All
does
I'm-
offer to
will
spider
say
climb to
wait.
the top, which would not have to ring the bell because he could climb
Yeah.
the wall, to check it out if people want that.
I
but
feel like we didn't come
it's
all
up
the
to-
way through all these secret rooms to not ring this bell.
That's how Elivor feels too, but he's being very restrained.
Does somebody have Featherfall? Is somebody able to cast that spell on all of us? Because if so, I would say, sure, ring the bell, and if we get in trouble, we just jump down the shaft and we're away.
If you fill the room with water, then I can let you walk on it, but I can't.
I think that would drown us.
So we do also have the entire rest of the floor.
Jane's
But
like,
I'm
"Don't
so
ring the
puzzled
bell."
about the bell.
I know.
There were
I
like
wanna
6
ring
doors
it.
off the study, and you guys
Listen,
are like, no, we're walking
this
through the
is-
fireplace.
We have detected and avoided so many traps. This is another trap. He knows that adventurers will want to ring the bell,
What is
and
the
then
point?
he'll come and eat you.
I will
do
just
like the
play
idea
as your friend and also Dungeon Master. So far, all you've done is argue about the bell. Maybe other things of note in this.
I still, okay, Brildish is still going to say, somebody needs to burn these webs. We need to see what's going on
Yes.
in this room.
All right.
And once that's done,
All right.
then I do kind of like the idea of perhaps Elivor spider climbing to see what else, since this is a
That
really
is
high
fair.
room. Maybe there's a cubby hole that has
That is fair.
some important
gotta be
information. Some
something.
lore,
Yes.
perhaps.
Crucible
Yes,
and Elivor will
agreed.
start by
Yeah.
helping to clear the webs out of the room.
Burn.
Carefully.
But I am playing Brildish so much smarter than she actually
I was gonna say,
is.
Broldish is being the voice of reason right
sorry.
now.
Brildish knows
somebody
that
needs
if
to-
she rings the bell, Lena's looking at her like, "Don't you do it? Don't you do it?"
Elivor was about to call for rock, paper, scissors against Lena to decide if he can ring the bell. So
Brildish is
you got there
wise.
just in time.
You can
She
you
has-
can
she
you
has the
can ring
wisdom
the
to-
bell if you want to. Lena won't like it, but
So with the webs cleared, let's do some perception checks.
Oh, did we just skip ahead to
Yeah,
the webs being
we
cleared?
started clearing
Yes.
some webs.
You start clearing some webs, and as you do, you hear from far above in the belfry the sound of kind of scuttling legs, and perhaps in the torchlight glint many red multifaceted eyes looking down at you in the darkness, eyes filled with hate and anger because you are burning all of their handcrafted artisanal webs. And as you think, what a great job we have done here today, several giant spiders drop down into the belfry, apparently just around Crucible because nobody else put their token in this chamber,
Not
ready
true.
to feast upon whatever bodily
Well,
fluids. he
this
has.
is a terrible website.
Oh.
On that note, good night, everyone.
How long did you have that one waiting?
10-20 seconds.
You
I will
can
point
stop
out, these are
adding
5
tokens now,
Well,
Tony.
there are 5 giant spiders in the belfry with
Hello.
Crucible and Elivor and others. I will point out, you fought giant spiders before. These will be a momentary annoyance you'll deal with next time, but things could have been far worse.
A momentary annoyance. Questions such as the
Crucible and Elivor, as you are clearing out the fire, I'm also going to tell you, you're going to love this. There's a secret passage to the north.
Oh, Lord help us all.
Told ya. I told you we had to burn those webs.
I'm just going to tell you, I think Strahd might be a jerk when it comes
Always
to
clear the
secret passageways.
webs.
Hey, if I could build a giant castle, I would put a crap ton of secret doors.
Yeah,
in it,
I would
so
I would
know.
have
This
no
many?
I would
This
have
is like
no
kind
That
of
would
a
make
hat.
sense.
no. I would have no real doors, just all secret doors.
Dan, when all your doors are secret doors, none of your doors are secret
That's
doors.
true.
That's not true. That is not true at all.
All right. Surely these 5 giant spiders will be no threat to our adventures. But what awaits behind this secret door? Is it yet more secret doors? Doors that will drive them to madness? Doors that will open something within themselves? What evil awaits them? What horrors? What things that they will be annoyed that they find will be beyond? For answers to questions as such as these, tune in next time to the Dog and Pony Show. The end.
What's the equivalent
Secret
of eldritch
doors to our
horror,
heart.
but for things that just mildly annoy you?
Eldritch, Dan, it's called work.
I don't have a real job, so.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that was
because you're in-
secret doors.
scheduling.
I feel like that has to be a kind of record.
It
it's a lot of
did
doors.
It is
look at
me.
this.
I've never.
I will say every level of Strahd's Castle has something where it's like they're going to be so pissed at me about this, and it's like it's not my fault.
It
The
reminds
invention, the
me-
map was made this way. There's
Yeah.
guys. There's another floor that has like 7 staircases that go to, and there's not that many different places for the staircases to go. Why?
Yeah. I
this
think
is
the
why
main thing is that we can't get into our heads too much about like there has to be a reason, because the reason is
the
that
reason
he's a
is-
real jerkhole.
the reason is that Strahd does not pay his fair share of taxes, and this is where his getting his money.
True.
So,
True. Tax the rich, especially
yeah.
Strahd.
or at least ask him to stop printing money with his face on it. So
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Please.
just
Yeah.
gross.
yeah, Ravenloft is a weird place. I will encourage you not to try and map the entire place, but it is hard to know where
No
you're trying to get. It is.
promises.
I think
Where
it
to
is
stop.
interesting.
Yeah.
More secret doors past everything.
Yeah, I
It's
will
also
tell you.
hard to
you
know
are
where
in-
the good stuff is.
Yeah.
It is.
There's good
You are
stuff.
in. I think you are on the fourth floor of Ravenloft in the area known as the Rooms of Weeping.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
story
giving us that.
story checks out.
I
So-
love the Rooms of Weeping.
Well,
You
I mean,
absolutely have to see it if you go.
I don't know how much of the Rooms of Weeping you have seen because you've mainly been in the secret passages.
Secret
of the
passages.
Oh my
Rooms of
god,
Weeping.
if you go to Ravenloft, there is this really cute place behind the hearth in the study. And like, yes, there's like the little alcove. You go behind that. You go through
then
the
behind
hallway
that-
that's just full of spider webs. Then there's a room that's also full of spider webs. Don't ring the bell.
Tony, I'd like to point out any room could be a room of weeping, depending on how you're doing it.
But these ones are called out for the weeping.
They're like pre-weeped.
Mm.
I was just trying to clear out the spider webs and these spiders came, but go off, I guess. Anyway,
Well, I'm glad we played. Thank you for listening, nerds. Dan, shut it down.
Shut it all down?
Shut
Hey,
it all
Mom.
down.
Shut it all down.
see you next time, Renee.
Bye.